The worst part though is when people tell me that they eat good food or bad food. You are not worth more if you take up less physical space. Hey guys, and welcome back. Today's video is actually a little bit more unscripted than usual, and it's going to be a rant. And it's going to be a rant about diet culture and how much I hate it. So if you're interested to hear me unscripted and a little unhinged, by all means keep watching. I guess the first thing we need to do is address what diet culture is. And to me, and what the general accepted definition of diet culture is the culture or the shift within our population towards wanting to diet. It is a generalized term, and it is something that just gets to me. Within diet culture, food is often labeled as good food and bad food. Food that'll help you lose weight, superfoods, that sort of thing. And it really needs to leave our nomenclature. We need to stop talking about food in this way because it is ruining lives. My experience with diet culture is that I grew up in the 90s, and I can tell you pretty much every magazine, most books, most TV shows and movies had some sort of perspective on how to lose weight and how to look good. If you want to lose weight, eat these foods because they are superfoods. They will boost your metabolism. Don't eat these foods, these are bad foods. I remember yo-yo dieting as a teenager because I was told carbs were bad, carbs were good. Fats were bad, eggs were bad, eggs are good, fats are good. It's such a confusing time, and it doesn't just affect girls. Unfortunately, this mindset essentially lives on to this day, 21 plus years later. And what I'm saying is like the turn of the century, not how old I am. I'm much older than that. There is a lot to be said about thin privilege and fat phobia, and whilst I agree these are really important topics, I'm not going to touch much on them today, because I would much rather have my facts straight, have my thoughts straight, and present them to you properly than just a rambling version. Whilst my rants on diet culture I'm happy to do. So even to this day I have patients coming into my clinic and they're wanting to know how to lose weight. That's all fine and good, but for some of them, they don't actually need to lose weight. I feel fat, I'm too bloated. The focus has shifted on the aesthetic of the body and not the function of the body. Our bodies do come in ranges of sizes. We vary so much. Some are tall, some are short, some have wide shoulders, some have bigger legs. As long as you're healthy, your weight shouldn't matter too much. Now, again, there's a lot to be said for the movement of health at every size, and I'm not completely sold on it at the moment. I'm still educating myself. But what I know of it is that you can be healthy at any size, hence the name. And to some degree, I completely agree with that. You can biochemically and nutritionally be absolutely fine, even if you are at a heavier size than what is deemed normal. Yes, being overweight can cause immense health issues in the long run, ranging from increasing your risk of having a heart attack, increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes, which then puts your vascular system or your veins and your arteries at risk, your eyes at risk. It can change your sex drive. It can give you an increased risk of strokes and heart attacks. Being overweight or obese can also lead to osteoporosis, fractures, arthritis, osteoarthritis, I mean. It can lead to so many negative things, sleep apnea. Do I need to go on? But that being said, I would rather focus on avoiding all of that than necessarily a number on a scale. I get very, very annoyed when I see things on social media and the general media about have lemon water in the morning to, kickstart your metabolism. Honey, your metabolism doesn't stop. It doesn't need to be kick-started. Lemon water has been studied and it doesn't do anything. I get very annoyed when I hear things like superfoods, like sprinkled goji berries for weight loss. It's a berry. Yes, it's got antioxidants. I have a whole video on that, by the way. But it's not a superfood. It's not going to make you a superhuman. The worst part, though, is when people tell me that they eat good food or bad food. The problem with that is indicating that food has morals. Food doesn't have morals. People do. And people can put morals on things that don't need morals, like food. No food is good for you, and no food is bad for you. There is definitely food that's more nutritious for you, but nutrition can be something that you think about in the context of your health and your physical self, but also in the context of your emotional health. So food isn't good or bad, and it's something that I try and drive into my patients all the time. Also, your weight and your body size does not equal your worth. You are not worth more if you take up less physical space. Your worth is so much more than that. So much more. I agree that it's unfortunate when I hear that people have been told by their doctors that you're just fat, everything else will go if you lose weight. I agree with them to some degree, because there are medical conditions that will improve as your weight drops. But it's not just about the weight. What worries me the most is up to 5% of this population from the ages of 6 to 106 suffer from an eating disorder. And 1/3 of the population at some point has had an eating disorder. A lot of these start, and not all of them, I'm not generalizing, but a lot of these start as diets. Because people put morals on food. People put worth on weight. And it needs to stop. So the next time you feel guilty about eating something, or you feel guilty because all of a sudden you don't fit into the same pant size, I want you to hear my words. You are not your weight. You are not your food. Food has no morals. It has nutrition, but nutrition can be for the body and for the soul. And no, I'm not saying, well, go out and eat whatever you want, stop exercising, it doesn't matter how big you get. What I'm saying is you have to put it in context. If you are increasing in size, as long as you are still healthy, and health is a whole spectrum, it's a whole different thing, but as long as you are living a happy, fulfilled, high quality of life, and following to the best of your ability the directions such as try and eat 2 fruit and 3 veg, exercise 150 minutes a day, bloody hell, a week, that you're getting yourself regularly checked, correcting any deficiencies like iron, B12, vitamin D, that's what I consider to be healthy. But mind you, I'm one doctor and I'm ranting and I didn't script any of this. So please do take everything I just said with a grain of salt. And remember that whilst I am a doctor, I'm not your doctor. So all of this is just general chit-chat rant, right? If you've got concerns about yourself, please talk to your own general practitioner or health care provider. I didn't intend on making this video today, but yeah, someone put a fire beneath me and I just felt compelled to. So that was my rant on diet culture and how it needs to be left behind. If you found it interesting, if you found it useful, let me know. Thumbs up, comment, like, subscribe, all that jazz. You know all the YouTubey stuff by now. But until next time, guys, hopefully coming to you as a scripted video or one that's a little bit more structured. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you then.